with Assassin's Creed, it's so even though a lot of the fans who have been fans from the beginning have kind of been complaining about for 10 years almost, the departure from kind of the original feel of the franchise and more into just a generic Ubisoft open world game that's like lather, rinse, repeat over and over and over again, and like nothing feels unique about it. They still had some massive success. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'm pretty sure did insanely well with sales. That was the one that was set in ancient Greece. But people have always wanted, one, for them to get a little more back to their roots and a little less just generic open world game, a little more back to the roots of Assassin's Creed. But also, the place that everybody thought it'd be perfect was Japan, because you're thinking like fucking ninja shit, like stealthy things like this. It would work perfectly for that type of game. They finally gave us Assassin's Creed in Japan, and let's just say fans weren't too happy about it. Assassin's Creed Shadows official world premiere trailer. Almost 600,000 dislikes.
Oof.
To less than 300,000 likes. You're talking about over twice as many dislikes as likes for this trailer. And if you want to talk just pure ratio, you know where people really hate this trailer? Can you guess, Jeremy, what country might hate it the most?
Maybe Japan.
Yeah, it's not Nigeria. It's not Egypt. It's not anywhere in Africa. It's Japan. Japan does not like this trailer.
Those damn hardcore MAGAs over there in Japan. Man.
That's what people are alleging. There's a lot of like games journalists that are like, it's just, these white, straight white men that are going to dislike the Japanese trailer, and they're using Google Translate to leave comments in Japanese. Like, they're going all out. You can't just accept the fact that maybe people in Japan were excited for Japanese Assassin's Creed, and you ended up giving them a Japanese female protagonist and a black male protagonist in the first game ever in Japan.
What a fucking disaster. Yeah, Japan hates this, and it's universal everywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like we're at a point, like, there is no, like, specific, like, oh, they only hate it in this area or this group of people hates it. When you see hate on this mass level, like you do with something like Assassin's Creed or The Little Mermaid or, you know, the latest Call of Duty, there's no, like, specific region where it's just like, this is the only place that's getting hate. There might be a place that gets the most hate, but generally speaking, something like this is universally hated. Everybody hates this. There's no like certain place or certain, the only group of people that like this are games journos and people with pronouns in their bio. That's the only group of people that likes this. That's it.
That's true. Games journalists really, really like it. IGN, let's not pretend we're mad the new Assassin's Creed Shadow Samurai isn't Asian. It does nothing for Asian representation to have another samurai hero. I guess we've had enough then. We've had enough Japanese samurai games. We don't need any more, according to IGN. What about this? Who's Assassin's Creed Shadows protagonist Yasuke? The history behind the first Black Samurai explained. Well, that history that's been edited over the past week to match up what they're trying to tell us. Oh, that's interesting. What about the person that was in charge of researching that history for Ubisoft? Did you see this, Jeremy? Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft hires LGBTQ activist as consultant who wants to challenge moral standards around transgenerational sex. Jeez. This is someone whose area of study when it comes to Japan is like 14, 15, 16th century relationships between old men and young boys. That's what we're talking about. That's their expert that they brought in, the woke activist that they brought in. But here's some other great headlines. Assassin's Creed doesn't care about historical accuracy, and neither should you. This was pointed out
every single time.
They went from, this is real. He was really a black samurai. Everything we've said about him is absolutely true. And if you deny it, you're a bigot. In a span of a day, they went to, well, you know, they've never really cared about historical accuracy. So why do you care so much? You're the ones telling us that all of this actually fucking happened. But maybe my favorite one of all, Jeremy, was this. They wouldn't want an African Assassin's Creed either. People suggesting African Assassin's Creed would be a better place for Yasuke, but they'd be making the same arguments if that's what we had. Oh, you know the funniest part about this entire thing, Jeremy? I know you're not an Assassin's Creed fan. We had one. They had one in fucking Egypt. And guess what? The guy was fucking brown, like exactly what you would expect for people in Egypt, like at that time, that weren't the rulers, right? They had an African Assassin's Creed with protagonists that made sense in that time frame. What's the ratio on this? Is it ratio to hell by racists? Oh, 90,000 upvotes to 10,000 downvotes.
Where's all those racists at?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's just such a fucking joke. And the fact that we've watched in real time as they've basically edited Wikipedia, they've edited Britannica, things have been edited over the past couple days over a video game.
Yep.
This used to be what the entry was on Wikipedia and a lot of other places. It's important to note there are no historical writings or evidence that Yasuke was considered a samurai. He was never given a fief or referred to one in any writings. Well, that got changed to remove that, remove any idea that there's no actual proof of this, and just state it as fact. This thing is wild, and I don't think the backlash is going to end anytime soon. We've seen it over and over again. We know the reason this happened. They admitted they intentionally wanted to give somebody non-Japanese eyes, and that's why they went with this, even though everyone knows this should have been a Japanese male protagonist.
And this is kind of a little bit of insight into what they are constantly doing. And we memed on it a little bit, but it's based in truth. When Black Panther came out, no, they didn't literally say it's the first movie ever with black people, but they tried to pretend that it was like this breaking down of barriers moment. Like, black people have never been in a superhero movie before, because they tried to ignore everything that came before it to rewrite history for that one moment. And we continue to see the mainstream rewriting history to make you believe something happened that did not happen, or something that was true isn't true, or whatever. It's absolutely insane, and they're doing it with this video game right here. No one saw Assassins. Like, I know there were rumors about this happening, and then of course the trailer came out, everything got confirmed to be true, but I don't think anyone saw this game in particular being like this crucial moment in the culture war. But that's exactly what's happened right here with this game, and it's not going away. What's the release date for this game? Do we know?
I don't know. Probably later on this year.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like October, November, but I actually don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be like this controversy is not going away. Assassin's Creed, huge fan base. Again, it has dwindled in the last several years for sure, but you're still talking about a mega popular franchise with gamers. And to see this whole thing happen, man, I mean, I hope that it hits 1 million downvotes. I'm not sure it's going to get there. I think 750 is probably somewhere where it may top out, 750, 800 when it's all said and done. But it would be cool if it does get to 1 million downvotes, because it just shows that, the level of how frustrated gamers are with this. But this thing ain't going away. This story is not going away. And it's not going away because the mainstream games journalists are going to continue to run with this bullshit and prove all of us right, prove everything we've ever said right. They do it every single day. And mainstream's game journalists are the biggest clowns on the planet. Holy shit, it's next level.